it on Wi-Fi.
I turned it off Wi-Fi.
There we go. I got there. Stupid way, but I got there.
Got where?
To the video. What is this? I don't know what that is. I'm gonna have to put that after the live.
What is it?
I don't know. Like developer things. There's live and deep live and all kinds of craziness. It doesn't taste as good.
That happens, darling.
What about the grouper? Is that the grouper or is that catfish?
Yes.
You were eating the catfish. So look, that big one there, that's the catfish, closest to you. That one. The other is the grouper. What's the grouper taste like?
It may not taste like it, but does it still taste good?
Yeah, it tastes like it makes you flop and
That is weird.
It's an odd combination. I think that's us.
That's us, yeah.
I felt kind of bad. I didn't mean to just totally leave that conversation with Thomas and Leslie today, but
Yeah, they'll understand.
even Patty came up.
They'll understand.
Somebody said something. Oh. Hello.
Hey, brother, how you doing today? I thought I had that switched on that side.
What?
Layout. Can the chat go over there? Let's see. Oh, hello, Miss Nichols. I don't know what I did. Oh well. Hope y'all are doing well. So, David, hey, Mama. That lawnmower met its demise, so we just ordered a push mower. Got it yesterday and mowed today. Whenever we move to a new house, I will be getting a rider. Husqvarna. Be doing it right. If you don't care, that's okay.
I don't use it.
I love Husqvarna. We're doing well. It was busy. I guess we say that every week.
We say it every week.
We're freaking broken records. Friday was Dude's Day, so Owen and I, we went out to lunch. Owen loves fish. I am not a fan. Other than salmon patties, the only fish I grew up eating was fish sticks, which I love fish sticks. We grew up in the middle of a cornfield.
I don't like fish either.
So, I mean, it's not like we had the opportunity. Hannah's not a big fish person.
Can't get past the smell.
Yeah, so... But Owen loves fish, so I took him to a proper fish restaurant and learned very quickly that some places equate fish and beef to be on the same level because they charge the same. Bad Boy Zero Turns are awesome. I sold those when I worked at Tractor Supply. I'm just not looking to sink in, $4,000 into a lawnmower. But so we took him. I got grouper, which I should have known it was going to be expensive when it said market value or market pricing. Owen got catfish. He's eating the leftovers right now
It smells
for dinner.
awful.
And
Yeah, I know this. It smells
what?
awful.
It's already out.
you just got it.
We'll move on to number 2.
So I got grouper. He got catfish. And
I went and got hot wings on
Yeah.
my own in silence. It was wonderful.
yeah, and then we left there and we went to Joanne Fabrics. I know, great place to go to on a dude's day. But I want to make a vest for my Santa portrayal. And so we were looking at fabrics and stuff. Now I just got to find I don't know, is it tailor or seamstress? Whatever the politically correct term anymore. I don't know. I need a person to make it. So, yes.
My catfish is just too slimy.
Okay, well, don't eat the catfish. Eat the grouper.
The grouper tastes like a mix of macaroni and broccoli.
That is so weird.
You know, it was in there with cabbage, though. So that
That's
might
true.
be where that type of flavor is coming from.
Possibly.
Don't eat it, honey. Just find a snack. Throw it away. Find a snack, and I will make us something in just a little bit, okay?
Wait. Go throw it in the blue one outside. Yeah, I don't want that sitting in our kitchen. Trash can.
Well, it tastes like your dad.
What? Hush. So that's what we did Friday. Saturday.
Harsh.
I'm going to get him back. Don't worry.
Harsh.
Saturday, I burned a lot. Hannah did a lot of work outside, weed eated, and all kinds of things. But it's been raining enough that we could burn now. I put off burning for a long time. I'm so paranoid.
Well, because, you know, we didn't have a big fire in a field across the way a year or 2 ago or 3 years
Yeah.
ago.
Well, yeah. So I wait until everything is really well saturated before I mow. And even last night, the wind was picking up a little bit and it was still burning. And it started throwing off some, not sparks, but like embers, like the floaters. And so I had fun sitting out with the
Why not?
putting them out with the hose. So that was fun. But today I mowed, then we relaxed.
Went to visit the neighbors.
Yeah, I went to visit the neighbors, the good neighbors. And yeah, yesterday we watched Honey, I Shrunk the Kid. Oh, Hannah and I made a list of movies that we loved growing up to make sure we watch with Owen, and we let him pick one because there's some movies I have zero interest in watching, and there's movies Hannah has zero interest in
Like-
watching.
E.T. No. I don't like that movie.
Maybe I'll watch that. Well, I can't watch it with him tomorrow.
So we watched Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, which has held up well, in
Mhm.
my opinion.
Yeah, it surprised me how well it held up. But we have been plugging away at the house. We ran into an issue with that because apparently there was a glitch in our bank's system that erased a lot of stuff on applications. So we were behind that way. It was shut down for 2 days. But we got to hurry because, I mean, contract, it's getting close. So we got to get this done. So, excuse me.
Not even just that. There's other people who want to live here.
Yeah.
You gotta get out of their way.
And so, yeah, I'm going to be very, very annoying with the bank this week, making sure it all gets done. And so there's no real news to present on that. I will be putting out this week our video for Christmas in July fairies. It's just been slipping my mind. So I'll be putting that out. If you remember Harvest Moon giveaway last year, Christmas in July fairies is where the idea for that came from. So I'll be joining in on that. And we'll be giving away a Mary's Heirloom Seed gift card to the big winner. We'll do something for our channel winner. I haven't decided what yet. No shoes. I won't do any shoes.
Don't have time right now.
Yeah, so we'll see. But anything exciting going on with y'all? This is not hot anymore.
No, it cools down very quickly.
Plus, I put the milk in too fast, so it kind of took the niceness away from it. But
we lost somebody. They didn't want to tell us how their day was going.
yeah, that's okay. So, what do you have anything exciting going on this weekend or this week?
Me? I'm painting some doors and hopefully some shoes.
Can I show them this?
Yeah, you're showing that.
So Hannah's parents are remodeling their kitchen, and here, can you hold this?
Mm-hmm.
They're remodeling their kitchen, and it's all going to be all custom artwork. Well, woodwork. It doesn't really work for the one cabinet.
There's two cabinets. Sorry.
Two cabinets, but they're slide doors, and what they're doing doesn't really work with that. So Hannah's just painting the doors to match. So she painted all this. So she's been working on that to make it look like to match what her dad has been making. Pretty good job, if you ask me.
I try. And then I got those two pairs of shoes to paint that are sitting over there.
Yeah, we gotta get those out.
I'm trying to get them all done before we move, so I can just get them
Why
out
don't
of
you
here.
do it? What are you doing tomorrow?
And I got a couple chores to do, and other than that, we're at home.
Why don't you do it tomorrow?
What? I need to go buy another paintbrush
Go buy another paintbrush.
because I keep losing the little paintbrush, and that is the one I use on shoes. Thank you, Mama. That's what I did during Dude's Day.
Yeah.
Pretend to make things look like wood while you guys went and looked at fabric.
Shut up. Shut up.
What's my shirt say? It says, "Have yourself a happy little Christmas." It's Bob Ross.
He was big on the happy mistakes and
These are happy trees.
happy trees and all that. All that fun thing. So, Mama, did you get any? It's just us. Let's have a FaceTime combo. Did you
Oh, it is just us. Thanks for sticking it out with us.
did you get any extra? Any? It's a question I have in my head.
Words are hard.
Words are hard. Any other finds you didn't tell me about at the yard sale? Hannah really liked that mirror, by the way.
It was pretty. It was very nice.
Yeah, I wish I had that kind of talent. So Courtney Lofton, who is he's a Santa. There's people who do woodworking, and then there's Courtney Lofton.
See that one with the door, and
Yeah.
then he does the little claymation. He's amazing.
He posted yesterday that he will be releasing how-to videos and plans to make your own sleigh.
Uh-oh.
That sounds awesome to me. But the problem is, I know my abilities.
Follow the plans. You never know what could happen if you follow.
I
directions.
followed the plans with Owen's bed.
He likes it.
He does, but you have to write it like I know absolutely nothing, because I don't.
That's what I feel like about sewing.
Yeah.
Is there's words in there, and I try to look them up, and the definitions do not help me, and so I don't know how to do that. So I make up my own ways of doing it
You should
it's
join
wrong.
a sewing club.
She said, no, thank you. It's beautiful. A bird.
Owen,
That's awesome. Sorry.
a
Sorry.
bird just pooped on Papa's thumb.
That's a fake laugh. You'd think he
Fakest
was like,
ever. Okay. But anyway, so how did I get off on Courtney Lofton? We were talking about the mirror. The mirror had incredible woodworking. I wish I had that ability. Courtney Lofton does, and I drool every time I see some new project he's working on.
practice makes perfect. That's what I tell my kids in my art classes every day.
It also helps when you
more-
have $100,000 worth of woodworking equipment.
The more you practice, the better you get.
But it helps when you have $100,000 worth of equipment and a
My-
shop to do it in.
My dad doesn't have either of those things, and he still makes cabinet doors for himself.
Could you imagine if your dad had some of that equipment?
I know.
Holy crap.
I know.
I wish I could, but I can't. So the Amish is amazing. They are. We showed Owen Amish Paradise today by Weird Al Yankovic. Did not like it.
He didn't
He
like
thought it was weird.
He didn't like Gangster's Paradise
So
either.
I showed him Gangster's Paradise, and he got mad. He goes, "They stole this song from Sanic." I go, "Buddy, Gangster's Paradise came out in '94. Sanic came out in 2019, but he didn't care. They stole it. That is Sanic's song, and they put lyrics over top of it, and it's stupid, and it sounds weird." I did see a what is it? A TikTok where these people were in a place. Dadgummit, my brain is done. What's the name of that store? Not Schuler's. Lehman's. A place like Lehman's. He saw that they had a smart TV with Google Cast, and he casted Amish Paradise
up onto
the TV and was playing that in a Lehman's type store.
The original one was the worst song I ever heard.
I'm with him.
I got some songs for you to hear if you think that's the worst song you ever heard. Well, we'll play Yoko Ono singing.
No. I have a line.
Yeah.
That crosses it.
Yeah. Well,
I know. Anybody got 4th of July plans?
didn't advertise before that. We didn't. I need to. We do it every week. I just don't think about it. Plus, it's also summer. People are still out. I mean, it's.
I don't see the point in doing one next week because it's on 4th.
No,
of
we're
July.
not going to do a live next week.
I just don't see the point in it.
And I know once we start putting out regular videos again, this will change. Every now and then we have people show up and it's talkative and it's wonderful and it's awesome. Other times we stare at the screen.
I brought my sketchbook this week. It's my backup plan.
Well, Mama, I'll finish my coffee and I'll talk with you. Then I think we're gonna bounce. There's been a lot of people signing up for Mama's Reborn Pumpkin Patch on the Facebooks. Just saying, if you have any dolls left, want to throw out a video, I'm sure it'd be well received. Well, there's my coffee.
Hey, look, there's 3 people now.
Awesome.
Who are you?
Haven't noticed. I've been getting notifications all the time. All the clothes are packed. Oh, I saw TikTok where it looked probably the realest looking reborn I've seen. It was laying there, and you couldn't hear the person that took the original video because they were like duetting it kind of thing. And you saw her hold up a fake eye and then pluck the eye out of the reborn to put the new one in. And the guy that was duetting it lost his mind because he didn't know that was a doll. He's like, what did he do? It was funny.
Well, Owen did that. Not pluck the eye out. Sorry. No, when your parents came down one time and they had the doll in the car and Owen saw it in there and was like, oh my gosh, you cannot leave a baby in here. What's wrong with you?
I wonder how often that's happened where the cops have been called on a reborn.
Yeah.
So. Oh, thanks, brother. I appreciate that. Hopefully I made an impact. You know, sometimes grades are grades and you have to get them to move on, but you can learn a lot and not get the grades sometimes. So just keep working hard and the grades will come. And didn't learn anything. What's new in the neighborhood? Nothing. I got a new lawnmower, but other than that,
Hello.
Other than that, nothing. Did Aaron tell you what I sent him the other day, Denise? If not, go through his phone, read some of his messages. Not all of them. Hannah's made that mistake before.
I don't. I see his name pop up. I'm like, nope. I don't read those anymore.
But it's friendly banter.
Yeah, I'm not ready for that. She said no.
Oh,
she
yeah.
knows.
We were talking to Owen about godparents and stuff, and go see what Owen said about y'all. But yeah, that's pretty much it. We haven't really moved anything on the house. Hey there, Miss Cooper.
Hello.
Haven't really moved anywhere on the house. I'm going to be stepping it up and being anything with Aaron is banter. Yeah. I'm going to be really annoying with him this week. I'll be calling him every day because we got to get going. We got to get the insurance inspections done. We got to get insurance put on it. We have to got to get the appraisal ordered so we can get that back, and then I can get the survey ordered, which I'm hoping a buddy of mine said he would put in a personal favor on our behalf to try to get that squeezed in. Because he grew up with the surveyor and all that stuff. So do it, squeaky wheel. Yeah. And that's what I'm going to become.
If you're going to annoy me, you have to annoy them. It's a new rule.
Okay. Luckily, the loan officer this time around, like I call and she answers the phone. I send an email and she responds.
The last one.
It was like pulling teeth. I would have to call the mortgage call center. And they would go, well, let me see if he's there. And then you go, he's on the phone with another person. You know, let's see why I can help you. Like, but you're not helping me. I need answers, and you're not giving me any answers. So we're frustrated but hopeful. But I just know that we gotta get cranking on this thing, or it's not going to be anywhere near the closing time that we talked about. That we set the thing from. I would say it was the biggest 2.5 months.
Longest.
Yeah, longest 2.5 month wait. I can't read. I'm at an angle. Leave me alone.
Starts with the B.
Is your realtor still in the picture? Yeah. When he needs to call, he does. The last processor we have, he called and gave her an earful about the appraiser. And he let her know, it's not you, but one, communication needs to be a little bit better. We should have known that we had the option for a second appraisal.
Before
all that stuff.
We canceled
everything. Before we canceled it. But we're trying our best to not plan.
I don't care where anything goes right now. I'm just gonna throw it all in whatever place we get. That's the mentality.
I just found out that the tree guy's dad did the last survey on my place in 1977. Small world. Oh, I love seeing those connections. You know, I mean, I guess it helps a little bit being where we are with snowbirds and stuff, but it's always cool running into people from my hometown because there's like 1,200 people in my hometown. Like, it's not a big town. No stoplights, nothing. But I'll run into people down here in Florida from people up in Indiana.
My mom did that with her uncle in Eagle Ridge Mall.
Yeah, and he didn't realize that was his niece.
His wife did.
Yeah.
She knew exactly who she was, but yeah, he was totally cool.
Hi, guys. I haven't been on for a while. Still working on the Florida plans. Yeah, we are looking at a different town than what we were looking at a few months ago. But yeah, you okay?
Please don't take all that dirt or that clean laundry out of that basket.
Don't be sitting in the clean laundry.
It's folded.
Are you a cat?
I'm sitting in it.
Don't sit in it.
But it's folded, and I want it to stay that way.
But yeah, we plans are still here for the foreseeable future as we get her totally licensed and work towards financial independence, I guess is a proper way to say that. We want to be able, when we move, we want to be able to pick the best place for us and get to where it is. Part of that is what it requires for us to transition our teaching certificate. What?
There's going to be ramen in our bed.
Oh. To transition our teaching certificate to another state.
It's like you heard me.
And
Sorry.
but also we obviously it has to be cold enough to do what we want to do. And then
I want the snow.
Well, we want the snow, but we also want
the farm.
Well, the farm, but I'm talking more on a government level. We want
we want to be left alone.
We want the autonomy that comes with living in Florida for the most part. I mean, Florida's pretty relaxed right now on
but that
the
could
requirements.
Change.
Well, it could change, especially when DeSantis backs out and runs for president. But that's what we're looking for. So, I mean, Texas is always on the table. Oklahoma's on the table. No, it's not on the table?
No.
Why?
It's way too windy there.
Well, it's Texas and Oklahoma's right next to each other.
I don't want to do that.
Okay, so
I'm not behind Texas. That's
so
the little world you live in.
We're looking in Iowa, Minnesota.
Minnesota. Say it right.
I'm
sassy tonight. I'm sorry.
Ohio and Wisconsin, we kind of took off. Michigan, we took off because you see what's going on in Michigan.
Yeah, Michigan's never been on my list.
I mean, even Indiana, certain parts of it looks appealing. Southern Indiana. As far away from Chicago as possible.
No, Chicago.
No. If it wasn't for Chicago, Illinois would be good. But Chicago runs everything, and I'm not moving to that. If I won't live in an HOA here,
I'm just Texas.
Oh, thank goodness, Hannah! I hate Texas.
Texas is so far, and I like the East Coast. I like it over here. I do not like it out west.
But what about like Iowa and Minnesota?
I want to visit there, but I don't want to go to there.
You don't want to move there? So what other states do we have?
I really don't know at this point. I'm just trying to find a home.
I can't do West Virginia. Those mountains are too bad. Oh, up here in West Virginia isn't too bad. Yeah, but the mountains, that's the only thing that that's the only thing that keeps me away from it because I love the culture in West Virginia. All the normal living, even to the the crazier sides. You have the Mothman festivals, and you have the annual roadkill recipe competition. Like that type of stuff is hilarious to me. And I love that. There's a lot that I like about West Virginia. It's the mountains. I don't want to drive in the mountains.
I want to go to Iowa to visit. They have the American Gothic house there.
You know, there is a massive Scandinavian population in Minnesota.
Minnesota.
They even have a stave church in Minnesota.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm. We have snow. It's East Coast, very private, and my property is unrestricted. That's nice. But the mountains, like, is there any flatter part? I'm fine with hills, but is there any flatter part of West Virginia? I've only been on it through going from North Carolina to Ohio. So, like, that's all I know of West Virginia. And those mountains, I just don't know if I could live in the mountains like that. For years, I thought so. Shush, mountains are beautiful. I 100% agree. I love them. My dream was to move to the Smoky Mountains. But since the past couple years, since I've driven through them, and I'm kind of like, I really don't want to drive through these mountains in the winter. Like, not at all. But yeah, there's a lot that I really, really like about West Virginia.
It's pretty.
Come to Iowa. I was looking at Iowa's, what do you call it? Department of Education, and it confuses me. So I need to contact somebody there to see what it would take. The reason why we wouldn't go to Ohio was because, sorry, I feel a sneeze.
Bless you.
Excuse me.
It was going to take a lot of money to get us certified once we get there. Like,
yeah, we would have had
ridiculous amount. Like, we would have to take almost an associate's degree worth of classes just to be certified.
And they give you 1 year to do it in. Well, I mean,
2 teachers working full time, going to school full time. We have a kid. I like him. We should spend time with him.
Yeah, and it'd be post grad, so there's no financial aid there.
Yeah.
And it's not like we're going for our master's, so you can't even get grants for that. So Ohio has to be out just from a financial standpoint. There's no way we could get there unless we hit the lottery and could start our farm right away and take off running on the farm, which that just doesn't happen. I mean, aside from the odds of hitting the lottery, let's assume I hit the lottery. Well, you got to play it to hit it. You can't just take off running on a farm like that. Not with what we want.
No,
Especially
it'll take a couple years to grow out at least.
Yeah.
And that's being generous.
I teach in Virginia and the commute stinks, but it's a beautiful drive. I bet. And that's one thing too. Like, I'm fine driving out from the country into town. I'm totally cool with that. I don't want to drive forever on a commute anymore.
Yeah.
Now it's only 25 minutes here. That's not too bad. We were driving over an hour in North Carolina.
North Carolina. It was only technically like 35 to 45 minutes away, but because people in North Carolina don't know how to drive on a straight road, it took over an hour to get there.
Yeah.
One way. And so, yeah, I don't want to do that.
I can fully access and use every bit of my 5.5 acres. I have a 20 by 20 garden, a 16 by 16 chicken pen, a pond, and even a huge barn, plus my adorable house. Very cool.
That's awesome. That sounds like heaven.
Yeah. Yeah, Miss Nichols was talking about Iowa. So Hannah's favorite artist favorite American artist is Grant Wood. And so that area is a big draw just because of that.
I want to go to there.
I've kind of always gravitated towards kind of the Viking histories and stuff, but I did the what do you call it, the ancestry DNA test a couple of years ago now.
It's been a while,
and was updated and found out that I have Norwegian and Swedish in my ancestry, and so that's kind of stoked that fire a little bit to the point where now this is multiple steps. So I can explain why here in a second, but it's to the point where we 3 are going to start trying to learn Norwegian. Initially it was Finnish, and again, this is multi-step, so I can explain it here in a second. Initially, it was Finnish that we were going to learn.
Yeah.
And then I looked at that language. Holy crap, my brain almost exploded. So there's no way that Finnish is going to be one that we learn.
Mom, my thing's been loading for so long.
Back out and go back into it.
I tried that.
Close it and go back into it.
Let me see.
So the whole reason I've been reading these books called and hand me that book right there.
Oh, the Woodsman?
Yeah. It's by Gail.
Did you finish this?
Daddy
I
did.
did. Mommy's reading it now.
I'm angry at
It's
it.
by
though.
Gail Buck. It's called The Woodsman's Tale.
I'm angry at it.
I thought when I got this book, it was a history of Santa Claus.
It's a lie.
It is not, though Santa is very, very prevalent in this book. And Gail Buck has done an incredible amount of research. I mean, you see it in this one, but the second one, you really see it, where he uses Finnish language, and which makes total sense. You know, Lapland, Finland, that's really the North Pole, or that area around the North Pole. It's where the reindeer come from, like all that stuff, right? And so I'm like, man, if I could add knowing that to my repertoire for my portrayal, like that would take it to the next level. And so I looked and looked and looked, and I'm like, there's no way I could learn something like that. Like Norwegian, it's not close to English, but it follows the same kind of thing. There's even some words that are the exact same. Finnish is totally not. So we kind of threw that out. That Finnish is closer to Russian, like that style. Like it's totally a different style of language. But it's okay because a lot of our American customs come from Vikings who got saved and wanted to worship Jesus at Christmas, but all they knew was their pagan rituals, so they kind of overtook a lot of those pagan rituals. And so I'm like, I'm totally okay with letting Norwegian be the language that we learn. So we're gonna make a concerted effort, right?
I'm going to try real hard, but I took 4 semesters of Spanish and none of that.
But you had no one here to speak it with you. If all three of us are
They
learning,
made me do it over the computer.
but
and
if
that
all
didn't
three of
help.
us are learning and we speak it to each other normally, then we'll pick it up faster. Hilariously, my husband found out he had Viking in the closet when he did his genealogy too. Yeah, and I posted on Facebook about that a couple days ago, and one of our friends, he goes, "Hold on, you're telling me you were surprised that you're a Viking?" And I'm like, "Well, I shouldn't be, but hey, Whiskey and Sunshine off grid, how are you?" I shouldn't be surprised, but you know, all I've ever heard growing up was Irish, German, and Native. Excuse me, that was it. And so when I found out, well, really, the first go around, the initial response, there wasn't German. And then as, you know, not that your DNA changes, it just gets more refined, like the science behind it gets more refined. So they're able to really zero in on what it is. Sorry. And so like found out I'm like 70% Scott Irish, 76% Scott Irish, and then Cooper, like 13% Scandinavians, splitting it between Swedish and Norwegian. And then there is like 10% Germanic people, which just kind of fills in that whole area. It's not German, it's Bavaria and, you know, that whole area, Austria. And 1% Senegal, which I love.
1% Congo.
Yeah. So maybe since we now have 2% in the family, we'll get invited to the cookout. Um, he heard exactly the same and then got the odd results. The one thing I was surprised wasn't on there because I know for a fact I am a descendant of Rebecca Rolfe or Pocahontas because we've done the genealogy tracing. It showed no native in my results. And I think the reason being is the Powhatans became an extinct tribe, so there's no traces today that they could pool that against. But it did have some of the English things, like James Rolfe, coming from England, Wales, like that whole area. Part of all that is all into that Irish and Scottish. I just kind of lumped it all together. So I mean that could explain it. But yeah, I was shocked that there was no, because like my grandma Laughlin had always told me that we were part Sioux and Blackfoot, and that didn't show up. The German did, that she said that we were.
German shut up in mine, but like.
Well, you're
Simmermaker.
Yes, Simmermaker. Like,
That's
of course it's going to show up. But I love all that kind of stuff. I thought about doing a 23andMe just because I know they also test for Neanderthal, and there has to be Neanderthal in me. I mean, look at me. But yeah, I've been on a deep dive of all Scandinavian history recently.
Yeah.
It's what my brain calls for. It says, hey, look, dopamine, go for it. And that's all consuming.
So frustrating.
It's all consuming.
It's a hard life.
Yeah. All right. We're watching Rick Steves.
I don't want to. I don't want to do this.
Yeah. Had the brow too. Yeah. So, but it's fun. I love all that kind of stuff, and I love genealogy. And once we move, maybe I'll spring for the actual thing, because I saw there's been people have been really doing some work and have like found a lot of stuff from my grandfather and stuff. My mom makes the joke because she's really got into that too, and she's did have the Ancestry.com pass for a while and was working on it, and I was using it and working on it. And, but she would make the joke that the Laughlins were just too drunk to keep records because just out of nowhere it falls off. Like I followed my dad's grandma. I followed her all the way back to like the earliest of early settlers in New York, and then found where she was from Ireland, or her father was from Ireland. But the Laughlins just kind of stop. And part of that is we know for a fact that my dad's grandpa, everybody called him Old Irish, but he used his brother's name to get into the U.S. So it's all crazy and weird, and I don't know how to even begin to flush all that out. The Wallace side, that's pretty easy to go back to. Bailey's, that's easy to go back to. The Laughlins, I mean, they changed it from McLaughlin to Laughlin to be more American. Don't know how much more Irish you can get, but there you go. And I love all that kind of stuff. It's fun to me. I enjoy the research. I enjoy the reading. My problem is I can get hyper focused and everything kind of falls away, and I neglect a lot of things. But that's why we're doing the language learning as a family.
Yeah, we're gonna learn.
Well, we tried ASL, but that didn't work because you won't look at my hands.
Old people know when you talk to them.
Not when they're talking with their hands.
I'm sorry.
So this week we don't have anything big coming up. Nah, I don't have anything big. I mean, we have a entered apprentice degree at the lodge, but that's really it. Maybe we can get some work done around here.
That's what I could do.
Well, I'm saying like we could get the ceilings painted, not painted, primed. I don't know what color my parents will want to paint it, so they can do that, but we'll get it primed for them at least. Yeah, chilling.
Yep.
We needed a week to relax, I think.
No.
So
Mhm.
anyway, I'm getting really hungry.
Okay.
So you want to cut this short?
Yeah.
I think I'm cool with cutting it short. Be on the lookout. We'll do our Christmas in July fairies video this week, and I don't know. Maybe we'll get some content if I can. I don't know. We got to do some other things before I start building things. Anyway, thank you all for stopping by. It's fun, and you guys have a good evening.
Bye.
Bye.